Hey everybody, it's Danny Badgev here, founder of the Off Corn Academy. So if you're watching this video right now, I'm assuming you're one of the tens of millions of people who are currently struggling to take back control over their lives and their behavior when it comes to corn. That's right, according to studies done at FHE Health, roughly 11% of people in the United States watch corn on a daily basis. That is 38 million people only in the US. And it's only those who are actually honest about it. Because look, I never participated to those studies, yet I started watching corn at 9 years old. And I only started the healing journey at 18. That's almost 10 years of addiction. At the peak of it, I was jerking off to corn an average of 5 times per day. It almost feels like I'm talking about a past life now or a different person, but it's true. I've cheated on girlfriends online, I've jerked off in public hidden places like bathrooms, and I've even bleeded a few times. But today, I can proudly say that I've managed to stay off corn for periods of more than a year in a row, to abstain from masturbation for months in a row, and even go all in on semen retention for weeks in a row, so no ejaculation whatsoever. And it's crazy to say this because I never thought I would actually ever reach that moment, but it almost feels easy now. I also got to build my audience from 1,000 to more than 70,000 people across platforms. I made my first $15,000 online. I also overcame my crippling insecurity and my social anxiety to become an actor, a model, a public speaker, a creative entrepreneur, a content creator, teaching men how to overcome corn addiction and build unshakable confidence. All of this while traveling the world as a digital nomad. So when I say I've seen both sides of the game, I mean it. I even get emotional sometimes looking back at all the progress I've made because it's pretty crazy. And I believe everybody deserves to have that feeling of progress, gratitude, and confidence. That is why I do what I do. And one thing I know for sure is that there is a reason why you're here right now. Your hunger for healing and freedom is what sets people like you and I apart from those who apparently are ready to settle for average. I'm here to serve those who know there's something more to life than what they already have. They can do more and give more and contribute more, serve, provide. So if you're still watching this, it means you're actually serious about your journey. So the first thing I want you to know is that there's actually a very predictable reason why you can't stop indulging in corn. What's funny about humans is that we tend to fall in the trap of believing that each one of us is very unique, different, and special as a human being. The truth is that we're actually all very predictable. Most of what we do isn't even our conscious choice. It's just patterns. It's the way our brains have been conditioned through human evolution. One thing I've learned over the years is that the greatest way to hack the system or escape the matrix isn't by trying to fight it or by trying to outsmart it. You only end up setting yourself up for failure and disappointment. Instead, the way you win is by actually aligning yourself with the undeniable laws of the universe until you're wise enough, like this man right here, to use them to your advantage. Align first, innovate later. If you look at any great master in history, this is exactly what they've done. So unless you don't give a single fuck about progress, let's get to work, shall we? Here are the 4 reasons why you feel like you don't have control over yourself when it comes to corn. The reason it feels stronger than you is because of what we call the value equation. If you've never heard of it, it's a concept discovered, created by Alex Ramosi, who's the co-owner of the platform our community is on, so school, and it's used to explain what makes anything be perceived as valuable. It's a fundamental principle of psychology, and it works for all of us. So here's how we can break it down. Number 1, dream outcome. Except for hard drugs, is there anything more pleasurable than an orgasm? Right. So dream outcome, very high. Number 2, perceived likelihood of achievement. How likely are you to achieve an orgasm watching corn? Exactly. So likelihood of achievement is also very high. Then we get number 3, which is right here, time delay. How fast can you reach an orgasm jerking off to corn? We all know the answer to that. So time delay, very low. And last but not least, number 4, effort and sacrifice. You can achieve the highest levels of pleasure nature has given to you with a click of a button as long as you have these 2 things: an electronic device and access to the internet, which is 99% of people in the Western world. You can do it anywhere you want to, whenever you want to, as long as you wish. So effort and sacrifice is also very low. When you look at all of these points, let me ask you a question. How valuable is corn. Very valuable. So now that we know all of this, we can't just expect to eliminate a valuable habit without replacing it first with something better. That's not how the universe works. The only way we can free ourselves from the corn matrix is by actually aligning ourselves with the law of value first. So here's what we're going to do. Number one, dream outcome. We're going to give your mind what it has always desired most in this entire world. Progress in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and happiness. Here's the thing. The quality of our lives is perceived through the filter of progress. Let me explain. It's the experiences in the contrast between point A and point B that shape our level of fulfillment in life. Whether you're conscious of it or not, every time you experience a pleasurable feeling is because progress has been detected in your consciousness. Even the most spiritual people out there can only enjoy their enlightenment because it's a contrast with their previous states of suffering. Positive contrast equals pleasure, and negative contrast equals pain. No matter what your goals are, what you're fundamentally looking for is progress. So that's what we're going to give to you. All right, let's go to the next point. Number two, perceived likelihood of achievement. In order to achieve that progress, we're going to use an incredibly powerful formula backed up by modern science and by centuries of ancient wisdom from the greatest masters in history. So perceived likelihood of achievement, very high. Number three, time delay. The formula we're going to use is renowned for providing results in days, not years, not months, not weeks, days. So obviously time delay, very low. And number four, last but not least, effort and sacrifice. That progress will be achieved without needing to practice nofap, wrestle with urges for months in a row, use corn blockers, or even needing to cut all sex out of your life. Instead of trying to fight the symptom, we're going to eliminate the root cause, which will allow freedom to happen naturally. So effort and sacrifice, my friends, very low. That is what we call value. This formula I'm about to teach you will make your life so blissful, it will shrink the pleasure of corn into irrelevance. The freedom, the peace of mind, the discipline you've always dreamed of will finally be yours. And this, my friend, is an undefeated feeling. I can say that with certainty, not only because I've experienced it myself, but because I've seen that transformation in all the people I've helped. See, the fundamental problem with most gurus out there is that they teach you what they do today. It's like I can easily give you all the habits and routines I use now that I've been off corn for years, but that's not what I did to get here. That's why I believe we shouldn't study successful people. We should study what successful people did to become successful. We all start from zero, and you guys are all at different points in your journey. That's why I've made sure to create a formula that every single one of you can use, from total beginner to someone who just wants to reach the next level. And don't get me wrong, you could figure this all out by yourself using the classic trial and error method. After all, it's free. But let's be honest and admit that you could save a whole lot of time, avoid some useless suffering, and even protect yourself from losing a whole lot of money in the future. And if you're wondering why I'm saying that, what I'm about to share with you might make a lot of y'all uncomfortable. But again, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Remember FHE Health? $3,000 are being spent on internet corn at every second of every day, 24/7. And I don't want to scare you, but when I first took a look at this statistic, I couldn't help myself but wonder. If you had asked all of these people before they started spending that money, if they ever thought they would be in that position, what do you think they would have said? Do you think they're fully conscious and proud of themselves when they do it? What really makes a difference between someone who keeps on relapsing and losing control all the time and someone who literally just pays while they're doing that? Not that much. No one is fully safe from falling in that trap, especially with the rise of OnlyFans models, AI, and adult entertainment robots. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I am genuinely concerned about the impact that this revolution will have on people who are already addicted to corn. Like, it can only get worse. So that's one more reason why I do what I do. Guys, if you haven't solved that problem yet, it's now or never. You don't want to be the guy in his freaking basement making love to a freaking robot. Please break free while you still can. But anyways, with that being said, if you are down to progress faster with less pain despite the small cost, let me show you how we regularly turn corn addicts into progress magnets at the Off-Corn Academy. I call it the 3 pillars of progress. Pillar number 1, courage. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. When you join us, you're not just joining a program, you're declaring to yourself and to the world that you're actually beginning to create change. Fear is the greatest enemy of execution. And that's why 95% of people watching this, despite all of the stuff I've shared, will choose to settle for cheap pleasure and come back to their average lives. But that's not you, at least I hope so. So in the act of joining us, you're already proving that there's something different about you, that you're part of the few who do versus the many who talk. All right, pillar number 2, education. I believe that education isn't really about learning. It's more about experimenting. Actually, my favorite definition of learning is one by Alex Hormozi. Learning equals same condition, different behavior. By definition, learning involves action. Find people who've already achieved what you want, learn from them, try it out for yourself, and improve along the way. This to me is the real process of education. And there's a reason we're called the Off-Corn Academy. Education is at the heart of our community. By joining us, you gain access to a complete step-by-step roadmap to freedom. 10 years of no-fap advice summarized for you in a few hours. You get a powerful anti-relapse system with 7 habits that will make relapsing so difficult you couldn't even do it if you wanted to. You get meditations, exclusive content, and much more. All of that stuff comes with a transformative action program that is filled with proven and actionable strategies, all of them backed up by research and experience. So I basically made all of the mistakes so you don't have to. You also get daily wisdom gems. I spend my days doing research and having conversations with all sorts of experts. This community is the first place where I share all of the latest breakthroughs I discover in the fields of corn, addiction recovery, and human potential. I do so that you can get all of the simplified and actionable information without the time and effort it took to get it. But that's not all. You also break free from the isolation that often comes with self-improvement. That's where the 3rd pillar comes in, environment. This is the most underrated part of the game. Most rehab programs fail because people might change in their new environments, but as soon as they're back in their old environments, it's over. You must permanently immerse yourself in a new environment. It's like we're social creatures. We can only reach our fullest potential when we're surrounded by these 3 categories of people. Number 1, mentors. Number 2, peers. Number 3, mentees. And if they're all on the same journey as us, it's even better. Even I created this community partially because I knew I needed it and I couldn't find anything out there that was up to my standards. But listen, I'm obviously biased, so I would rather you join my community. But the truth is, you can join mine or anyone else's. What I want you to remember is that you must make this journey part of your meaning. You must make it part of your mission to contribute and share with other people that are on the same journey, and that's what community is about. By the way, I'm not just talking out of my ass here. The American Society of Training and Development found that people who participate to regular meetings with accountability partners are 95% more likely to get results than those who play the game alone. Come on. This is why our goal at the Off-Corn Academy is to create a high-energy environment that creates progress for everyone. As soon as you join, you'll immediately gain access to a network of like-minded individuals through daily group calls, group chats, Q&A sessions, all incentivized to support each other through the integrated school rewards system. School algorithm is designed in a way to reward people who contribute and participate the most. When people like your stuff, you gain points and then you go on leaderboards. And I've made sure to reward the people on the leaderboards with as many gifts and prizes as possible. There is a quote I really love by Charlie Munger, and it says, "Show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome." The moment you join, every single member in this community has a compelling reason, a personal reason to help you as much as possible. This is what I love most about the brotherhood we've created. I genuinely believe that as a man, healing and mastering your relationship with sexuality is one of the highest leverage goals you can possibly focus on for these 3 reasons. Number 1, in order to actually heal and master this area of your life, you'll have to develop all of the skills and values necessary for a high quality life. We're talking self-awareness, discipline, wisdom, courage, forgiveness, consistency, faith, self-education, presence, surrender, manifestation, humility, radical acceptance, patience, and more. Number 2, as you develop and grow these skills along the journey, you will indirectly be rewarded in every area of your life. You'll inevitably become healthier, wealthier, happier, and your relationships will flourish. You're going to learn that if something can work in the fields of sexual mastery, it can work in any other field. Addiction recovery is the greatest doorway into self-improvement. And number 3, probably my favorite one, the comeback story effect. What is one common pattern you've noticed in every single classical story, myth, and legend? Across any moment in history is the hero's journey towards salvation or personal growth or freedom. Would you watch a movie or read a book where the characters are happy from the beginning to the end without having any obstacles to face? Of course not. That shit will be boring as fuck. Tell me then, what is often the most grabbing, inspiring, and powerful part of a story? It's the comeback. The part where the hero finally wins after losing, where they finally find a solution and they break free. There's a reason why you see this story in every successful movie. It's just a manifestation of the human psyche. We can't appreciate victory if we've never been defeated. We can't appreciate freedom if we've never been stuck. This is exactly what makes the journey of addiction recovery a blessing in disguise. It may seem like your greatest curse at first, but you'll eventually realize that it was actually your greatest blessing all of this time. It was just waiting to be unleashed. All right, so let's face it. Right now, you're facing a crossroad. You have a choice to make, and it's one that could literally define the rest of your life. You can either continue down the path of wasted potential, settling for the comfort of being average and indulging in cheap pleasures that drain your energy, or you can choose the path of progress, where every moment becomes an investment in the man you know you're capable of becoming. This isn't just about saving money, it's about saving your future. But before we talk about that, if you're like you and me and you love to double check if your return on investment is worth it, I recently discovered a study that absolutely blew my mind. Like, I knew investing in yourself was worth it, but I didn't know it was that impressive. According to studies by Metrics Global and the Manchester Review, coaching programs tend to create a return on investment of 500% to 700% on average. That is absolutely wild. But it's not the most important part. What's even more important than that is the ROT, the return on your time. Time is the one thing you can never take back, and every second you spend settling for less than what you can do and contribute and be is one you can never recover. Remember, it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. 95% of people watching this would have stopped this video by now and just gone back to their miserable lives of settling for cheap pleasure. But you, my friend, you stayed until the end. And I believe there's a reason for that. The choice is yours. If you decide to join our community, it will be my honor to welcome you inside the brotherhood. We'll be waiting for you on the other side. Much love, my brother, and I hope to see you soon.